Welcome back to Melita's Delicacies. Friends, with the beginning of summers and you get different types of shellfish. The mussels or the shinanio are much loved by Goans. Shellfish. This recipe I'm going to show you how to open up live mussels and season them with Rechaedo masala and do Rawa Fry the restaurant style. You know that in the restaurants they are sold at an exuberant price, but if you get the live mussels in the market, then it's much cheaper to cook them at home and enjoy the delicacies. Friends, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Melita's Delicacies for more interesting recipes that I upload every week. So let's get started with this recipe. As you can see that these mussels are quite a big size. Now this is called the beard of the mussels or the shinanio. To open them up, you just need to trigger the shinanio beard or the mussels, the beard, and as you trigger it up and down, they slightly open up. At that point, you insert your knife inside and slowly curve it around the mussels. It's not an easy job, but it's worth. Now many people have different ways of opening the mussels. Some keep them in the fridge for some time and as they open up then they do, but I prefer this is the best way. And the water that comes from the shinanio, I remember in my childhood my mother would collect these and strain it nicely and use it in some curries or in the pulav or so. It's really delicious. Now as you open up the mussels, you slightly need to put your knife. I am using a butter knife so that it doesn't get torn apart, and scrape off the flesh from the shell. It needs to be done patiently, otherwise if it gets torn then you will just end up with small bits. And once it is done, you get a full butterfly shaped mussel. Whereas as I was telling you, some people keep them in the fridge for some time and after they die, they open up, then they do it. But you don't get this butterfly shape if you do so. Or some even give a slight steam to them. But the freshness and the taste of the shinanio, if you open up them live and do this way, is just amazing and worth all the hard work. You see how big my mussels are. This is quite a large size of the shinanio. Now what you need to do is, see, you get a small thread like inside the shinanio. You need to remove it and also remove this inner part of the shinanio. It is inedible. They say if you eat that you might get stomach upset, and in fact many restaurants they do not remove it because the shinanio can get torn apart, and they just cook it that way and serve you, and then when you eat it you get the chewy part of it. Do the remaining likewise. And as I told you, the water that comes out from the shinanio, you can nicely strain it and let it settle down and then strain it and thicken it up a little and use as a stock into your curries or vegetables or even in the pulao. You see now this mussel of mine is a live mussel, but you can see that the color of the mussel is little different, but it is not a spoiled one. See this thread I was telling you, you need to discard it. It is not a spoiled one, it's just that the color is a little different. Just scrape off patiently, slowly the sides so that you do not tear it off into bits. Hold the beard and trigger it, and there is a place you get to put in your knife. Do the remaining likewise. Once you have triggered the beard of the mussel and you open it up, then it's a very easy job. But if you do not trigger the beard of it and try to open it straight away, then it becomes little difficult to open up the mussels. I tell you friends, shinane is one of my favorite shellfish and I just love eating. You see, my shinaneos are quite big enough. Now here I have one of the shinane or one of the mussel which is slightly open, and I show you, this is a spoiled one. You open it up and it smells also very different. It's just not by the color that I say that it is spoiled, but it is really spoiled. Discard it or you might get stomach upset. Now you not need to wash this shinane and now straight away season it with some salt. You do not need to add extra salt to this because they have salt in them already. Now I'm going to marinate them with my matured Rechaedo masala. Nicely massage the masala into the mussels. Once you put salt, they start releasing a little of water, so I'm transferring it into another plate. Do it with a very light hand, but because you would not want your shinaneos to get torn. And let them get marinated for about, the more the time, the better it is. It's been already about 45 minutes since my mussels were applied the masala, and now I'm going to coat them with semolina or the rava. Now in the restaurant what they do is they dip them in the egg and then they dip them into the corn flour and again they dip in the egg and then coat it in semolina, so there is double coating. I do not prefer using corn flour. They do it so that it looks much bigger than the actual size, but here mine are already in big size, and since it is for personal consumption, I am not coating it with the corn flour, and neither I am deep frying. I am frying them with minimum oil that I can use for them. You may do it likewise. Fry them on medium flame for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. And then remove them from the pan and let them rest for a few minutes before you eat them. If you over fry the mussels, they become chewy. Fry the remaining likewise. Whether you deep fry, shallow fry, it's all personal choice. And my delicious Rechaedo mussel fries are ready. Who doesn't love to eat shinaneos? And when they are homemade, they are much more delicious and appetizing. Do try this simple yet unique Goan's favorite recipe of the Rechaedo Rawa Fry Mussels and enjoy this summer season when their mussels are in season and quite available in the market at reasonable prices. Thank you for watching this video. See you next week with yet another interesting recipe that I would want to share you from my kitchen to yours. Until then, try mussel fry recipe and take care. Do watch my other recipes as well. Thank you. Friends, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Melita's Delicacies for more interesting recipes that I upload every week.